Well, I know why you clicked on my video. You're probably wondering how I managed to make such a long video based on a 1-minute teaser. Well, that's what's special about me and my channel. I dig deep and analyze every detail for you. Obviously, the story that was left open-ended 2 years ago is finally coming to a close as November 6th just passed, which is known as Stranger Things Day. For those who don't know, November 6th is the official date in the Stranger Things universe when Will Byers disappeared. So, it's celebrated as an official event, and it's been a tradition that whenever a new season is on the way, some teasers or reveals are dropped on Stranger Things Day. Now, since Season 5 is set to release next year, we gotta see the same pattern here, where they revealed the titles of upcoming episodes, although one of the titles is only partially shown. Not only that, but we also got to know the timeline in which the events of Season 5 will take place. So, if you're curious to find out more, stay tuned to this video because this is Explainverse. And today we'll be discussing the teaser for the episode titles of Stranger Things Season 5, diving into what these titles could mean, and what we might get to see in the episodes. Along with that, we'll uncover what the whole timeline twist is about. Sure, to you, the 1-minute video you watched might just seem like a normal title teaser reveal, but trust me, once you finish this video you'll understand how much these titles reveal. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. As we all know, Season 4 of Stranger Things was the perfect season to set up the finale in Season 5. When Season 4 came out, many of us thought the series was just being milked. But surprisingly, it turned out to be one of the best seasons yet, because it answered many questions we'd had for years about the Upside Down, the Hawkins Lab experiments, and Eleven's backstory. Although, as usual, the season left us with a cliffhanger, it's been confirmed that the final season will be out next year. At the very least, they've revealed the episode titles, but don't worry, these aren't just titles. I'll break down every detail for you. Before we discuss the titles in depth, I want to clarify the timeline. Season 4 ended in the spring of 1986 around March, but if you noticed, the teaser reveals not just the episode titles but also that Season 5 takes place in the fall of 1987. This means we're in for a big-time jump of about 18 to 20 months, roughly a year and a half. The spring season counts around March, and fall counts around September, so you can do the math. Now let's break down the titles one by one. The first episode is titled The Crawl. I probably don't need to explain that a lot will be set up here with the time jump, showing us what has changed in that time. Perhaps they'll introduce a couple of new characters, and we'll start getting hints about what Vecna's next plans are. But since the show often references Dungeons & Dragons, let me explain a bit about the crawl scenario in D&D. In simple terms, a dungeon crawl is a maze-like situation where players must navigate out by fighting monsters, solving puzzles, and completing other activities. So, we might see Mike and his gang in a similar situation, battling monsters and solving puzzles, with their D&D knowledge coming in handy. The second episode has a mysterious title, The Vanishing Of, and though they haven't fully revealed it, after some digging online, I found out that leaks suggest it could be titled The Vanishing of Holly Wheeler, Mike's younger sister. Just as we saw Will Byers go missing in Season 1, Season 5 might show Holly disappearing. And since there's a time jump, Holly would now be around 9 or 10, explaining why a new actress was cast for her. Her disappearance might add more depth to the plot, making things more intense. Moving on to the third episode titled The Turnbow Trap. In Season 4 we were briefly shown a poster that foreshadowed a Turnbow reference, which hints at the Turnbow Land Development and Realty Company. There could be a Turnbow family in Hawkins owning a land development company. Interestingly, this connects to Henry Creel's family from Season 4, as they had purchased their house from someone, possibly the Turnbow family. Recently, we also saw Linda Hamilton from The Terminator join the series, so she might play a member of the Turnbow family. The fourth episode, The Sorcerer, is quite intriguing but hard to predict. No one has been explicitly called the Sorcerer in the series before, but many characters have titles from D&D like Will, who's been referred to as a wizard or cleric, and Eleven, sometimes called a mage. Vecna is known as the Dark Wizard or Leech. Each of these titles, wizard, leech, mage, cleric, has its own unique meaning in D&D, and similarly, sorcerer is a separate identity. We'll have to wait for the season to know who this sorcerer really is. The fifth episode's title is Shock Jock. Now this title doesn't reveal too much directly, but it hints that a major part of the story will likely take place around a radio station. If you take the literal meaning of shock jock, it usually refers to a radio or DJ personality known for controversial humor or statements to entertain people. Since the show probably won't go this route, this is a reference to the WSQK 94.5 radio station that's appeared multiple times in Stranger Things, often sending secret codes. We've even seen some behind-the-scenes clips where scenes were shot here. This location is actually inspired by the real-life WPTF radio station near the hometown of the Duffer Brothers, who are the core directors of the series. So it's likely this radio station will be a central base where operations to defeat Vecna will happen, especially since the connection between music and power was established in Season 4, and a radio station is a perfect place for this setup. Now let's talk about the intriguing 6th episode titled Escape from Camazotz. There are multiple reasons why it's interesting. First, it's directed by Shawn Levy, known for directing Free Guy and Deadpool vs. Wolverine. Second, the name itself, Camazotz, has multiple meanings. The most common one comes from Mayan mythology, where Camazotz refers to an evil spirit serving the underworld. Since we already saw Eddie Munson sacrifice himself in Season 4 against the Demobats, it wouldn't be surprising to see him return in Season 5 in a new form, maybe as Camazotz, a general of the Demobat army, serving Vecna. However, the confirmed reference for this is from A Wrinkle in Time, where Camazotz is a planet where the protagonist's dad is trapped, and they go on an interdimensional journey to save him from the book's telepathic villain, IT, similar to Vecna. The Duffer Brothers teased this, so it's likely we'll see something like this. But before I speculate further, let me explain some important concepts for Episode 6 in Season 5. Remember the last episode of Season 4, where Eleven banished Vecna to a separate dimension? This place is called Dimension X in the Stranger Things universe, where Vecna, the Mind Flayer, and all creatures like Demogorgons originate. Dimension X is essential to keep in mind. Now, let's understand two terms, the Upside Down and Hellscape. It's crucial to know the difference. Think back to 1979 when Eleven banished Vecna. As Vecna was pushed to Dimension X, he passed through an unstable environment, Hellscape, an interdimensional space between our universe and Dimension X. Until 1979, when Vecna was banished, the Upside Down didn't exist. It was created in that moment, replacing Hellscape as the bridge between these realms. If we simplify this, think of our reality as the top bread slice, Dimension X as the bottom slice, and the Upside Down as the butter separating them. While Hellscape's exact purpose remains unclear, it's worth remembering for now. So I hope the terms Dimension X, Hellscape, and the Upside Down are clear. Back to Episode 6 and Camazotz. There's a strong chance Mike's group will refer to Dimension X as Camazotz, similar to how they named the Upside Down. Or perhaps Mike's group will end up in a similar place where they'll have to rescue someone, like Holly, who is hinted to disappear in Episode 2. This could even be the episode where a fan-favorite character dies, raising the stakes and tension. Moving to the 7th episode titled The Bridge. This vague title could represent anything bridging two places, maybe connecting Dimension X to our reality, or referencing Hellscape. My theory is it could be a metaphor for Max, who we saw in a coma in Season 4. Maybe in Season 5 we'll find out that her consciousness acts as a bridge between our world and Dimension X. Finally, we come to Episode 8, the finale titled The Right Side Up. Clearly this title suggests the story will come full circle. The Season 1 finale was titled The Upside Down. And now, with this title, it seems Hawkins might finally return to normal. However, restoring balance might require a sacrifice, most likely Eleven or Will. That's my breakdown of the titles. I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Did you expect all this? If you appreciate the hard work that went into this breakdown, hit the subscribe button that's right on my face and join the channel. Like and share the video to stay up to date with content like this. Take care and keep watching Explainverse.
Open eye, feel the waves cut through me, hypnotized by the sounds I breathe.